you guys. First, let's just address this crazy hair. I curled my hair and I wanted to pin it up and kind of let my curls set. So that's what I did. That's why this do looks like this. I'll take it down in a little bit. But I wanted to tell you guys, I did do my eyebrows and one of my eyes, or one of my eyes partially. And then earlier, it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. So earlier in the day, I did wash my face, moisturize it, and use the Rachel K CC cream. This is the original one. Love this stuff. So I put that on way earlier. So I wanted to tell you guys that. But let's get started with the eyes. We're going to do the eyes first because I am using some shimmery shades on the lid. And let's just get started. I am going to use this e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous Eyeshadow. I forget the name of it, but I will of course annotate it and link everything in the description box. I'm really focusing this just on the lid, you know, because I'm using these burgundy shades. So first of all, let me tell you guys what I'm doing, what I'm getting ready for. I'm going on a date night with my husband, so that's exciting. And I got this Kat Von D eyeshadow. It's one of her new Metal Crush eyeshadows in Raw Power, and I've really been using this a whole bunch of different ways, so I wanted to kind of play with it on camera. And I've never done that eye look where you do like dark on the inside and outer corners of your eye, and then you put something lighter or more shimmery on the lid, like on the center. So we're going to try that today. That's what I did on this other eye. So I'm just taking Raw Power on just a flat brush, and I'm going to put it on the outer corner of my eye and the inner corner of my eye. So we're going to see how this works out. You guys know I like simple, especially simple eyeshadow, because I'm not good at like really detailed eyeshadows. So this is going to be simple. Oh my gosh. So I'm excited about my date night. And then what I'm going to do first, before I start talking and chit-chatting, is I'm going to take the pointed end of this brush, and I'm going to kind of connect it like a rainbow. I know, it's crazy, but I'm leaving the center part of it blank. Does that make sense? Y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, anyway. Going on a date, we're going to a steakhouse, which I'm super stoked about. And it's just me and my husband. My kids are at the gym tonight, so they're out having fun. I'm going to take Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, and I'm just going to put this in the crease. I think that you could probably skip this step because I am going to go back in with some other stuff, but I did it on the right eye, so I figured I would just kind of mimic the same thing on this eye. But on this eye, you can't really see Cocoa Bear. Maybe a little bit. But anyway, I'm just putting that in the crease and a little bit above the crease. And then I'm actually going to dip into Raw Power again and put that on top of Cocoa Bear. So, you guys, if you're married, I have to say, going on a date night is so important. Seriously, and I'm so glad that my husband knows the importance of it too, because I would go crazy without date nights. Like, we try to go at least once a month, but usually more often than that. I'm going to take this, I forget what this is called, Beaches and Cream by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to blend out the edge of that. Okay, you guys know on these, like, Get Ready With Me's, I always like to talk about real subjects, and somebody told me on Snapchat, she was like, you should call it Get Real With Me, and I was like, yes girl, I love that. But I like to be more than makeup, you know what I mean? So all that to say, ooh, that's so pretty, so pretty. I'm gonna actually take this Corrupt shade by Makeup Geek, the black one, and put that on the outer V, and then we're gonna place the lid shade on. So, did you guys know I was married before Brad? I don't know if I have ever like talked in depth about that on my channel. I have talked about being a survivor of domestic violence, but I haven't really talked about like that it was my husband. So I got married very young. I was 19 years old. I'm going to take Beaches and Cream again and kind of blend. And basically I kind of touched base with you guys about my childhood or whatever. I had kind of a crazy childhood. I was sexually abused. My mom was an addict, and I'm going to go back in with Raw Power and just to blend a little bit more. And so when I found somebody and got in a serious relationship with somebody, honestly, I just wanted out. I just wanted my own home, and I don't know why I thought I couldn't do it on my own, because you most certainly can. I'm going to go ahead and take, you know what this is? This is MAC Emphasize. I saw Jaclyn Hill do this the other day, and she used this as her like inner corner highlight. And I'm probably going to touch this up here in a minute, but it definitely does brighten up your inner corner. And I'm going to use this as my brow bone highlight, and I'm going to tap into Shimma Shimma also, just to add a little bit of shimmer up there. So anyways, I got married almost, I mean, I was only out of high school for like a year. Okay, I know I'm going in and out. Makeup Geek's Flamethrower. This is one of her like metal, I forgot what she calls these, but those, I don't know, what are they called? You know, the metal metallic looking ones. And this is what I'm going to put on the center part of my lid, and I'm doing it just with my fingers because that's the way they apply the best, in my opinion. If you don't have any of these eyeshadows, they're a little bit more than her regular eyeshadows. I think they're $9.99, but Flamethrower is the perfect color for the fall. Okay, and then I didn't add anything to it, but I'm just re-blending that. So anyways, you guys, I think that's pretty much it for the eye look. I'm going to apply some liner real quick, so show. But we're going to come back and do something on the lower lash line here in a minute. But I'm going to use the NYC liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to do a really thin line on my lash line, as close to my lashes as possible. And I'm doing this because I'm going to wear false lashes. Which ones am I going to wear? Somebody asked me to wear some drugstore lashes, and that's a great idea. These are the Ardell Naturals in 110. So I want to kind of cover the band with this eyeliner. So anyway, got married. I was very young, moved in together. I had a stepdaughter, and I swear probably like 3 months after we got married, he kind of started showing signs of abuse. I'm going to curl my lashes and put on this mascara and my falsies, and I'll be back because I want to finish the story and the makeup look. Okay, we have the lashes on, and I actually really like them. I didn't have to trim them down, and they went on really easily. I used the House of Lashes lash glue. So let's talk about this. I'm going to use the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous in the color 842. And because I already kind of primed my face with that Rachel K. CC cream, and this foundation does have a built-in primer to it, I am not going to prime my face. I don't know why. I feel like I'm already primed for makeup. So what I was saying was, I got married, moved in together, and a couple months later he started acting not really abusive yet, but kind of controlling. Like, he kind of got me away from my family, didn't want me to be around my family, definitely didn't want me to go anywhere with my friends. And looking back, I'm like, I saw so many red flags and I didn't even acknowledge them. But then it went downhill very, very quickly. He started being, like, he would with words be abusive, and then he started being physical, started just by like pushing me, and then it got way worse. And you know, I always used to hear, I'm going to put a little bit more on the middle of my face. I always used to hear people talk about, and a little bit down my neck, because this is color is a little dark for me right now. So I always hear people talk about they didn't leave their abusive spouses, and I was like, if I was ever in an abusive relationship, I would leave 100%. But you really never know until you're in that situation. You know what I mean? And by the way, I tell you guys these stories because this is my story. This is why I am the way I am. You know what I mean? And if you're going through trials and times of your life that are hard, I always want you to know that you're not alone. And like, you can email me or talk to me or whatever. But basically, I got pregnant, and God, I blended that for a long time. I'm going to take the Maybelline Better Skin. This is in the color Light. I got pregnant, and I had a miscarriage. You know, I don't know why. It could have been distress, or I don't know why I had a miscarriage. They never really figured out the first miscarriage. And I was pretty far along. I mean, I was just entering my second semester. What's it called? Second trimester. Semester. Really, Ashley? So I think it was like 13 weeks. So then I had surgery. I had a DNC, and I got back with them, and at that point, like, I wanted a baby. So I got pregnant again. And I remember this day, like, I was so excited to be pregnant, and I had made it past the first trimester. I was like almost 15 weeks, and we got in an argument, and of course he got physical. And so we lived in an apartment, and I walked out because I was gonna leave because I was scared. Well, he took my keys, of course, and I'm going to set it with Mac emphasize. And I started leaving, and I was in the apartment complex, and he got in his truck and came at me. And not fast and not hard. He didn't like run me over, but he did hit me with his truck, and I was pregnant. Now, they are not sure if the injury from hitting the truck is what made me miscarriage, or just stress and, you know, just my body, I don't know, just miscarrying the baby. But I did miscarry at 15 weeks. And so that was hard. And I left him for a minute, and I got back with him because I don't know why, you guys. I really don't know why. I'm going to re-highlight my inner corner here. I can never answer it, but I think that whatever you believe, even if you don't believe in God, I think that there is a plan. And I think God had a plan for me. It's hard to explain to people, but I ended up getting pregnant again for the third time. I'm going to take this on a little bitty brush here. It's not real, actually I have a pencil brush somewhere. I knew I had a pencil brush somewhere. And I'm going to put this on the lower lash line. So once I was about 15 weeks pregnant with my third pregnancy, I thought, you know what? He could like kill this baby too. So at 2 in the morning when he was asleep, my mom came over, and we very quietly moved out of the apartment. I was pregnant. I didn't know what I was going to do. Like, I got a job. I got an apartment, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take a little bit bigger brush and Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear to kind of blend that out. And actually, funny story, I had a stepdaughter, and I took her with me. And she stayed with me for a couple of months, and then her mom took her because we had custody of her. Then her mom ended up taking her. So, I never got back with them after that. You know what I did just now? I dipped it in Corrupt instead of Cocoa Bear, you guys. Seriously, this is what happens when I start talking when I'm trying to do my makeup. Like, really just took it into corrupt. So we're going super smoky, you guys. I'm going to take the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. You guys, I have had this for so long. This is my second tube of it, and I still can't say the name right. Seriously, it's insane. I can't believe I did that with that black shadow. I'm going to add a black eyeliner on the waterline because you know what? Go big or go home, right? Okay. Okay. Can you get the dogs out?
Let's go, boys.
Who let the dogs out?
Come on, man.
Okay, so I just put a black eyeliner on the inner water line. I'm going to take this NARS Craving, and I have been using this a lot this week, but I've never used it yet with this e.l.f. blending brush. I love this brush. This was in my August favorites, but I haven't used it with a powder bronzer, so let's try it, or contour shade. So anyways, I left him, and I was a single mom there for about a year, honestly. And then I knew Brad from high school. We dated in high school, and we kind of reconnected and fell in love again and got married. And Brad actually, because my ex, he ended up going to jail on charges for domestic violence on me. And then from that point on, he went to jail for numerous other things, actually a felony. And yeah, he never really saw my oldest son. He never had a relationship with him, and Brad ended up adopting him. So I'm telling you this because there is always a plan. If you feel lost or alone or scared, or I actually like this brush with this, there's always a plan. And you will, like whenever I left him, I was so sad and scared to be a single mom, and that no one would ever love my kid, you know, like a birth parent would. And that is the farthest thing from the truth ever, because Brad loves Brendan and their connection is amazing. Like, they're the closest of all the kids. So I'm glad that he was able to legally adopt him, for sure. And, you know, more importantly, like, be in his life. And I'm going to take the highlight in this palette also and use this as my highlight. Duh. Oh my gosh, I'm so crazy sometimes. So that's kind of, if you've heard me mention about domestic violence, that's kind of a little bit of my story on that. But, and I didn't know if some of you guys might not have even known that I was married before. So I was, and I'm so, the whole reason for me to tell you that was because I started talking about date night. I'm just so thankful to have such a good man now, you know. This is the Burberry Earthy Blush, and this is like a mini one. I babysat my nephew for a week, and my sister got me this cutest little set on Sephora that had this mini blush, and then it came with like a red lipstick, which is gorgeous, and something, oh, a primer and a kabuki brush. And I have honestly been wanting earthy blush for so long. I don't know how much the little set was, but if I can find it, I will link it below, because this blush is absolutely stunning. Stunning. If you don't want to if you don't want to bronze and contour, just throw this blush on. Makes everything better. Okay. And for lips, I'm actually going to be doing a combination. I'm going to start out with Kat Von D's Lolita Liquid Lipstick. But on the center of my lips, I am going to add ColourPop's Trap. So, oh my goodness. I've been loving this combo. It's so pretty. Okay, so there is the finished look. This is after I take my hair down out of those curlers. I literally took the bobby pins out and kind of fluffed my hands through my hair, and I'm going with it. I like this little swoop right here. It kind of takes me back to maybe the 60s. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about me, and I will talk to you very soon.